you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Marita Vita here, and in today's video we are focusing on some new products. So in this video I'm going to show you guys my skincare prep, and today I am trying out a new foundation, setting spray, and concealer, and that foundation is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Stays all day and night. This is what I am doing. This is what I am wearing today. I am doing a wear test. I've had the foundation on for a few hours now. I also utilized setting spray, and concealer today is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Cameo Concealer Matte Finish. So I'm using this concealer today in the shade Tan Sand to give me that bright under eye. It's nothing crazy, but I really love how my makeup turned out, so I don't want to ramble on too long. Without further ado, if you want to see how I prep my skin, apply this foundation, my initial thoughts after my makeup is done, and then my wear test, then keep on watching. We're going to start off with skin prep. I've already washed my face with African black soap and toned it with my facial mist. So I'm going to be using the Ordinary Caffeine Solution, 5%. This is just an eye serum, and I literally take the smallest amount on my ring finger and I pat it underneath my eye in this little contour area. So I do feel like prior to me using this product, these lines here were a lot more predominant, and so it looked a little bit more like sunken in, if that makes sense. And with the hyaluronic acid, love this serum. This really plumps up my skin. So I go in with that amount. I use this day and night. I use the eye serum day and night as well, and I just rub that into my skin. So I let that sink in, and it actually sinks in really fast. The two new items that I've added into my skincare routine recently, shout out to Brian. He is the rep from DCM that I work with, who is always open to giving me information and helping me out. And so he was so kind enough to send me the niacinamide 10% plus zinc serum and the amino acids plus B5 serum. So this niacinamide helps, it basically, from what I've seen, it helps like retexturize the skin a bit. It helps with hyperpigmentation, which I have. And also moisture in the skin. And then the amino acids is a concentrated hydration formula, so this really helps with boosting hydration in the skin, which again, winter months, skin is dehydrated, needed it. So I go in with the niacinamide and then the amino acids after. I actually put it in my hand. I do about a full dropper, rub it, and then press it into my skin like this. More of like, it's a way thinner, more liquidy texture. So I'm gonna drop that on my I'm gonna apply my eye cream. This is from Kiehl's. This is the avocado eye cream. I've used this before. Love this. I put that much, put it between my ring fingers and focus it on the contour and a little bit on my actual lid as well, and blend that in. So normally I use the Natural Moisturizing Factors moisturizer from The Ordinary, and I love that moisturizer. It's a great lightweight moisturizer that does its job, so I definitely still use that. But on the days where my skin feels a little bit more drier than normal, or I'm wearing makeup, I've been implementing this. So this is really popular. I read a lot of reviews on the, I watched a lot of reviews on the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Face Cream. This is very affordable. This is about 16 Canadian dollars, which is not too bad. And it comes in a jar, which I don't mind. And I've been using this up. I'm so happy that when I bought this, I bought it during the Black Friday sale, and I bought 2 jars. And I never tried this before, but I was like, let me buy 2 jars. It's fragrance free, and it has hyaluronic acid and peptides, which is really good for the skin. And it's good for all skin types, basically. Dry, oily combination. This moisturizer makes my skin and feel and look so plump and hydrated, and I love it for my prep because after my foundation is applied, my skin just looks poppin'. So this is what I use. Like I said, on days where I feel like I need a little bit more hydration, or my makeup, usually sometimes overnight I use it like as a night cream. But I still also use my natural moisturizing factors moisturizer. So I apply it like that and I rub it in. So now, last but not least, I do an oil. So I know I have oily combination skin, but this oil changed my life. This is the 100% plant-derived squalene, and plant-derived squalene oil is essentially like the oil that naturally, it's literally like the oil that comes out of your skin naturally. So it's like replenishing that in your skin. And so I use a few drops of this as well in my skincare routine. I have another oil in my routine that I recently added, and I mainly use that at night, or if I know I'm not going to wear makeup that day, I'll use it for my day routine. But it's a pretty hydrating oil, so I usually just stick to using that at night. It's the bee oil from The Ordinary. If you know, you know. I've been using that for about almost a month now, and it definitely made a difference in my skin. So all these products work for me. You don't necessarily have to use them if you don't want to, but they make the world of a difference. And like I said, your makeup is as good as the skin underneath it. So we're going to see how my skin really looks after I do my makeup, because it's gonna look poppin'. I can already feel it. So I just started my brows. I'm gonna do my brows off camera. If you want to see how I do my brows, please definitely go check out my updated like foundation routine. I show you how I do my brows, and one of the current foundations that I'm trying to like wear, it's a combination of foundations, but I do want today's video to be focused on skin and the new foundation. But so that's why I'm focusing on showing you how I prep my skin. So yeah, with that being said, the primer that I'm currently using and that I love, so before I used to use the Ordinary silicone adherence primer, and that primer is really good. It's like $5, very good, very affordable. I definitely still recommend that. But this is so much better for what I want in a primer. Like, this is a perfect dupe of the Fenty Pro Filter primer, which I have, but that's like more pricey. It's like $40. This is $20, and when they have their sale, like their 23% off sale, it's like $16. So this, even if, is so worth the price. It's the Hylamide. It's a part of DCM. Hylamide HA Blur, hyaluronic based prismatic blurring surface finisher. So as you guys can see, like, I like hyaluronic acid. It really does wonders for my skin. So the fact that this primer has that in there, it really still controls the oils, but without drying. It does not dry out my skin. My face feels smooth and hydrated to the touch, and it's blurs, like it blurs a bit, so it makes your skin look like damn near perfect, like you have a filter on. So I take some and I put it on my cheek area right here. I don't use a lot. I do about that much, and it spreads a little bit, goes a long way. And then I do it on my forehead, a little bit more on my chin, around my mouth area, and then I bring it down like my jawline and neck. And combination of, you know, prepping your skin accordingly and having the right primer for your skin makes, again, the world of a difference for your complexion. So my brows are on. I'm going to color correct. I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in orange, and I try not to use a lot of it because you really don't need a lot, but I'm heavy-handed, so sometimes it happens. But I try to concentrate on the areas that I know most need it, and then take it in on areas that are not as dark. So Obviously, I color correct my whole neck. My neck is to work. And I've been doing this for years now. So obviously, if you don't need to put it down here, skip this step. It doesn't apply to you. But it for sure applies to me in my routine and making sure everything is seamless. The moment of truth. So we're going to take the foundation out the packaging. This foundation is so pretty. It's very luxurious. I like the cap. I think it's very pretty. And the way that the cap comes off, it just feels very luxurious. So I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to do a couple of pumps onto here. Hello. I really hope my thing is not broken. Not you being expensive and broken. Let's get it together. Okay. Woo! I was scared. So that was like half a pump and then a full pump to 3, 4. Okay, so I'm doing 4 pumps. I might not need all of that. We'll see what happens. I was scared, you guys. I was like, this foundation was 50 bucks. You better pump. Hello? So this is the shade. I think I did good with picking the right shade for me. I think 10. So it was either between 10 neutral and 11. And I think 10 is obviously the better one. So I'm not sure if this foundation oxidizes, but with my powders, contour, and all that, it's just, I think it's going to work out. So I'm taking my sponge, and I always apply my foundation with a sponge. So that's how I'm always going to test out all foundations, with a sponge, because that's how I apply it. I know people do a brush then a sponge. I know brush gives you more application, but I like sponges. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start applying it to my face. Wow, a little bit goes a long way, for sure. It has a scent to it, but I like it. I like the scent. It does have a scent to it. Okay. I think this is how that cream that people use smell. So that's cool. So the foundation is a little bit light. It's funny because it matches the center of my face, but on the outskirts, it's a little bit light, but it reminds me, the shade reminds me of like gingerbread from Huda Beauty and some of my other foundations. So I think the outcome will work. So yeah, see how it really just meshes into my forehead very well and the center of my face. But the outskirts of my face is where I have hyperpigmentation, so it's gonna look a little bit off, but I'm showing you after I do my powder and my contour, it's really not going to matter. I just want to show you guys some real tea. So I blended the foundation. Like I said earlier, I wear foundation down into my neck. I have to. Now, I want to show you guys something. Usually when I wear foundation, like any of my foundations, and they're like slightly darker, even when they're like a little bit lighter on my face, they're still slightly darker than my body. So when I blend the foundation and I blend it into my skin on my chest, you can kind of see it. Not, you have to be really looking at me like hardcore to really notice it. But with this foundation, I think, like I said, the center of my face, it matches perfectly. You can kind of see it's a little bit lighter than the outskirts of my face. That doesn't bother me. But when it blends down into my neck, it blends into my skin. Like there's no line of demarcation, because you guys can see maybe a little bit more here though. My body is so light. You see that? You see how, you can see my veins, bitch. See how light that is? Even like my hand, my arm. So I'm not crazy, because I know some of you guys are gonna be like, that's a little bit too light. It's not, trust me. It's all gonna come together, and what works for me might not necessarily work for you. like to apply my setting spray twice throughout my makeup. So I'm going to actually utilize the setting spray twice today. I spray it first to kind of like settle everything in, and then I do like a final spritz for like when I'm fully done. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. So I'm just going to mist my face because my face makeup is done. Then I'm going to do my eyes and my lips, and then my hair and everything, and then I'll mist my face again, sealing everything in. Okay, you guys, so it is now 12:02 and my makeup is like fully done. I did my hair and everything, and I already sprayed my face again to set in my makeup. So I'm going to do a wear test. I'm going to check back in. I'm going to try to check back in around 4 to see where I'm at, and then at 8 p.m. To see how my full day went. But technically I've already had the foundation on my face for about an hour, so by 8 o'clock it'll be about like 9 hours, 9 and a bit, to see like a full wear. Realistically, the average person is wearing foundation for 8 hours, so maybe 12. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But I do like the finish. I think my skin looks flawless. And I'm going to do a flash test and see what my face looks like with my picture being taken with flash. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so it is currently 7:45 and we're going to get into this wear test. I wanted to do like a midday check-in, but I was busy, so I didn't get to do that. But we're going to talk about it. So let's really get into my girl here and look at my forehead and my nose and like my cheek kind of a little bit. You can see a little bit of oil peeking through, but it's not crazy because it's a nice lived in look. Like, I think it looks really good, to be honest. After about nearly 9 hours of wear, this is a solid foundation. I will say I was like leaning on my face a lot today, so it did kind of take off a little bit. Like there's a little bit of a mark here on my face, just here where my hand was resting. Honestly, just a little quick touch up with some powder and it would go away. I wouldn't be so mad about that, because on this side where I wasn't leaning, like my foundation is still intact. So that's my fault. Still on my chin nicely. I did eat. It did kind of like settle in the lines around my mouth a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. Things like that don't bother me personally, but it is there. You can kind of see like it's rubbed off just a little in that area, but again, like I said, I ate. So the foundation and the setting spray gets its 10s. Like, I'm actually very impressed by this foundation, and I do think it was worth the buy, for sure. It's a high-end foundation, but it's not that bad. Like, it's $53, 53 Canadian. So definitely will be repurchasing this because it's a nice foundation. It looks great in pictures, as you guys can see in the images. And yeah, I think the foundation and the setting spray did its job. In terms of the concealer, because I am wearing the e.l.f. concealer, like I said, I naturally have these lines under my eyes. I've always had them, even when I was a little girl. So the lines don't bother me, and obviously the concealer did not crease on me. It's not like going away, so that concealer is really nice as well. So I'm all around pleased with the results of my wear test for both the foundation, the setting spray, and the concealer. And I definitely would recommend these products for you to try. I mean, hey, everyone's experience is different. And mine was nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below if you've bought this foundation before, if you like this foundation, if you'll give it a try now, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye, loves.